This video is about solving inequalities. So they'll look like equations, but particularly they will have fractions in them. And so we want to be able to solve those. And so we're going to look at a few examples to help you along the way. So first example, x divided by 2 minus 7/6 is less than 4/3. So remember, inequality answers less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. We definitely tend to not like fractions, and so we can either solve these by doing what we need to do with fractions, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and bringing up those tools. We can also look at this and eliminate fractions to help us along the way. So how do I eliminate fractions? I have to look at all of the denominators. And so in looking at all the denominators, I need to find the common denominator. So this one is 2, 6, and 3. So that means I need to multiply the entire thing by 6. So 2 goes into 6, 6 goes into 6, 3 goes into 6. And I have to multiply that to each term. So when I do that, remember that we're going to have 6 over 1 times x over 2. And I multiply straight across, I get 6x divided by 2. But 2 goes into 6 3 times. So then we get 3x. And now the second term, we're going to take 6 over 1 times 7 over 6. And we get 42 divided by 6, but 42 divided by 6 is 7. And last but not least, we're going to multiply the 6 to the 4/3. So we have 6 over 1 times 4 over 3. 6 times 4 is 24. 1 times 3 is 3. But 24 divided by 3 is 8. So less than 8. Notice we now no longer have any fractions, and we can continue to solve. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So I have 3x is less than 15. Divide by 3, x is less than 5. And there's our answer. Next example. N minus 2 over 5 minus n over 3 is less than or equal to 2. All right, same thing. We're going to look at all of our denominators. Remember, 2 has a denominator of 1. And our common denominator is going to be 15. So we're going to do the same thing, multiply each one by 15. So when I multiply the first one by 15, what we see is this, where they're above and below. And remember, they can also cross cancel. So you don't necessarily have to multiply straight across. You can cancel along the way. So 5 goes into 5 once and 15 3 times. And what that does for us is now we know that it's 3 times n minus 2. 3 times n minus 2. When I do that to the second term, the 3 goes into 15 5 times, so I'm left with 5n. And then the last one I don't have much to worry about, just multiply, so 15 times 2 is 30. So now we need to distribute the 3, so we get 3n minus 6 minus 5n less than or equal to 30. We want to combine like terms. So these are like 3n minus 5n is negative 2n. And we're going to add 6 to both sides. So we have negative 2n is less than or equal to 36. We divide by a negative 2. So remember, when we are dividing or multiplying by a negative, our sign flips direction. So this guy is now going to become greater than or equal to. And 36 divided by a negative 2 is a negative 18. Last example. We have 2z divided by 3 minus 3z divided by 4 plus 4z divided by 5 minus 5z divided by 6 is less than 7. Okay, even though we have a lot of terms here, we're looking at all of the denominators here, and we need a common denominator. So this one might be a little bit tougher to look for. So we have to figure out what 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 all go into evenly. So this one's hard, but you can also use your prime factorization skills, and sometimes we have to just multiply all or some of them together to get the number we're looking for. In this case, our lovely number that we're going to use is 120. That's a very big number, but we can do it. So, when we look at the first term, 120 over 1 times 2z over 3, 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 120 40 times. So we have 40 times 2z, that gives us 80z. Then the next term, 120 over 1 times 3z over 4. 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 120 30 times. We now have 30 times 3z gives us 90z. Next term, 120 over 1 times 4z over 5. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 120. In this case, it's 24. So 24 times 4 is 96z. So plus 96z. Next term, 120 over 1 times 5z over 6. 6 goes into 6 once. 6 goes into 120 20 times. 20 times 5z is 100z. And last but not least, 120 times 7. And again, you can use a calculator on that one, but it's 840. Whew! Now, notice all the like terms we have here. So, all these z's we can connect together. So 80 minus 90 is negative 10z. Negative 10 plus 96 gives us 86z. And then 86 minus 100. In this case, we get negative 14z is less than 840. And then divide both sides by negative 14. Now, because we're dividing by a negative 14, what does that mean? That means that our sign flips direction. So let me give us a little more room to finish up this problem. All right, so we have negative 14z is less than 840. We're going to divide both sides by negative 14. And so on this side we get z. Our sign flips directions. And then 840 divided by negative 14 is negative 60. There's our answer. That's it for this video. Now you'll give me a call and we'll chat about this video and answer any questions that you may have. This video will also help in the lesson that follows. Have a great day.